Hi, in this video I would like to present you how I work on batocera. So this video is mainly targeted to developers or new developers who have already started to work on batocera and they want some tips to work more efficiently. So just to present you my screen first. Here I have streamed my Steam Deck. So in real life I don't do that. I just work with my Steam Deck next to me, or any board. In fact, I have a TV just next to my computer, and it's linked via the network, and I can connect to it. But I have a separate screen to see it. And I work on my computer, but my computer is mainly to connect to my remote computer. Basically, I have another computer which is more powerful to compile batocera. Most of you probably work directly on their computer. So basically, this is the same. So let's connect on it. I assume you have already compiled batocera. If you have not, you can find the instruction on the wiki. Okay. Here I have compiled batocera in this directory. And first I will show you the main directories and main files when you work on batocera to work on new packages or patching existing packages. Then will we do a patch I did for Solarus some times ago, and to show you how I do a patch basically. So now I am on my PC. I have just to compile batocera. Okay, this is not true, but let's do it if it was. And I show you the the main directories. So basically, in the current directory, so this comes from the official batocera Linux, of course. You get all the batocera files, except that batocera is built from buildroot. Buildroot is a standard Linux distribution, not exactly a distribution, but it's tooling to create a distribution. And buildroot files can be found in the buildroot directory. And packages, so the directory which may interest us is buildroot packages, where you can find all the official buildroot packages. So more than 2,000 of packages. So you can find a lot of things like Apache, Kodi, a lot of things about Python, Qt, etc., etc. Most of them are not enabled in batocera, but in case of need, we can just pick them here to include them in batocera. Other directories so are configs, um, output, and we will see in output what's interesting, boards and packages. So I will start in the order basic files. So configs. Basically, in configs, you will find one board file by board. Okay. The def config file are now generated from the board file. Board file is a batocera concept to generate the def config, just because we have a command file. Yeah. Which includes everything which is common to all board. So it's not a very big file, but in the standard def config file there is no include instruction. So we have done this one, and if you check any config file, you can find what a board or a board is defined. So basically, you have things like the architecture, some things about CPU, GPU, and specific kernel things. So some boards have a specific kernel, and when it has not, it has a specific Linux patches. Okay, so things about what to enable about GPU and this board. But basically, you generally don't need this file. For batocera, we use one which is in packages. Um, Packages, batocera system config. This one is more interesting. It is disconnected, not completely disconnected from the board, but basically the idea is to tell when enable or disable some packages. So for example, if you check the APCF3 package, we want to enable it for any x86-64 board. So any is just an alias because there are several variants for this board. For example, the PS4 is a variant of x86-64. Okay, but this is where you will find things like all the packages for Kodi, what we enable, what we don't enable, and for RetroArch, you will find all the cores, all the tools and the emulator. So this is one of the main file of batocera where we enable packages. Okay. Let's talk. So configs. Okay, not very interesting, but just know it exists. Board. Yeah, I have not talked about board. Board is a directory where you can find specificities about each board. So if you add a new board, basically you will to add a directory here and to add specific patches to a board, or to create a file, a genimage file, to tell how to generate the target image, mainly because of boot things like where is the position on the card for specific binaries. But okay, another yeah, and in board batocera patches, you have all the patches we have for to override modification in a build root. So basically the patches for the standard packages. Yeah. So for example, we have patches for EV tests, which is the standard build root package, and we have patch inside here. Okay. Another one which is very important is package batocera. It is where we have all our custom packages. So for example, packages batocera emulators, you will find all the emulators we have added, which are not by default included into build root. And we have here all the instruction to create and patch here. For example, here RPCF3. For each package, you have two important files. So the config one, which tell what are the requirements for a package. So here, things that are required for this package. And you have the mkey file, which is uh, what what is needed to compile. So it is more or less complicated. So for the RPCS4, it's quite complicated. It's just 30 lines. It's not a lot, but you have to, yeah, there are specific things. But on some other, it's shorter. Basically, you just tell it's an auto tools or it's a Python package, and it does the job automatically. So the other one I would like to show you is output. Basically, when you compile batocera, files are not modified except everything which is in output, and in output plus the name of the target board. In this directory, you will find build. So basically, when you compile a package, batocera, when you compile a package, a new directory is created here in build. And with the following process, the package is downloaded if it's not already there, extracted, patched, compiled, and installed in the target directory we will see just after. So basically, if you check, we have 900 of packages. So it looks a lot, but in fact, it increased very quickly because you have a lot of libraries. For example, for files, libjpeg, png, gif, etc. Each of them are separate libraries. We have the same for video. Where MP4, etc. Each codec is a specific libraries, not always, but often. Same for kernel modules. We have some out of 3 kernel modules for the wireless modules, for example, etc., 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 etc. So it increases a lot. And this one includes the build root and the specific batocera packages, so it's emulators too. So, okay, build. We will work on this one. Target. So as I told just before, each time we create a file, we compile a package. Files are copied here, and basically this is pre-creating the what will we have on the target image. So we will see how we use it to do quickly modification. Okay, target staging is just for libraries. We don't care about it for the moment. And the hosts, same. We don't care. It's for the binary packages necessary for the rest of the compilation. So basically for GCC, make, and some internal tools for compilation. And images. Images is where the ending file will be put. So basically here, if I go inside, I will find the ending file, so the image and the boot.tart or .xz. Maybe I'll do another video if you want to detail the different how batocera boots and the different files and the update process. But this is another story. So now we will work on the solarus issue. I have removed the patch and I will try to redo it as if it were the first time. And I show you how I do. Well, first, to enter in the Docker image, I use a tool which is called the batocera build that you will find in the Git, in the script folder. I used it historically. It helped me to build the image. Basically, it's a bit like my Jenkins, except that it's maybe 100 of lines. It's very short. But now POC, developer of batocera, did improve the makefiles, and in the wiki there are some other commands, but I used to work with it, so sorry, I will continue. But basically it's just the same. So if I go in the Docker, I just run this image on my side, and I'm here where I see the directory. So first, when I want to work on a package like Solarus, first I remove or rename the target directory to make it empty, and I removed the package I want to work on to make it clean, to be sure I have no modification. Because generally I keep the same tree for sometimes for different work. If you have just compiled. The full batocera, you don't need it. So I just remove it. Then I start the compilation of Solarus to make it clean, just freshly compiled. So it's extracting, patching, configuring, so basically checking libraries, building, and installing on target. Okay. If I check, so it's done. If I check my target, yeah, basically I have files which will go on the batocera image. So you find libraries of Solarus and Solarus itself. You find a bit more. You find some header files. It's not really a problem because before creating the image, there is a cleaning step which remove all the header files, for example, and of the main file. So you have a bit more file, but it's not very an issue. And once done, I use AirSync. I don't know if you use AirSync. AirSync is an amazing tool which helped me a lot very regularly. And on batocera too, it helped me to synchronize file with the board I am working on. So I have cleaned target to have only the fresh files I have compiled. And now I will async the target local file to my remote to add them. So it just, by default, it just add new files. It's very quick because it will not re-upload all the files, just the modified files. It checks the date time and the size of the file, and if that's the same, it will not upload. So while I'm on the Docker, I have not SSH key, so I have to type the password. Sometimes I use another terminal with my key. Anyway, so the first time, of course, it uploads everything, but the next time I do it, you see it does nothing. So it's very, very quick. I will open a terminal and I will go in the Solarus folder. Okay, and there is an issue by default on Solarus. So in the current version, I were not able to upload my patch. First, the issue is that the joystick selected to play is always the first SDL joystick. So you cannot choose which joystick is used. So the problem is that if you change the joystick order in batocera, it's more or less random because the first SDL joystick is just the first it finds. So I did a patch so that you can choose the joystick. And then via config.gen, we have not talked about config.gen, but config.gen is basically the tool which pre-configure and launch the emulators with some specific option to automatically do the pads and guns and everything, the configuration for the emulator. And so I have added an option in Solarus so that you can choose the joystick to use. I were not able to upstream the patch to the Solarus team, so because basically the aim is to upload upstream patches. But the way is, the reason is that they are working on a multiplayer version of Solarus. So this is the next feature of Solarus. I hope one day we'll get a Secret of Mana game in Solarus. Anyway, it's not the topic. But the thing is that they are working completely about the pad. So my patch conflicts, and it's just temporary until they enable the current work on the Solarus project, which is not yet official. So if I go in Solarus, and Solarus use SDL to handle patches, and if I search joystick, so basically grep, Emacs are my main tools. If I search, oops, oops, yeah, if I search here, this is that to open a joystick in SDL. And you see it is called only one times in this file. Oops. Why? Ah, okay. Yeah, it's here. Why is it two times? Okay, so that's just when you add a new one. It's probably on a new when you discover a new joystick. But the one I have already a bit analyzed the code. The point is that when you the joystick it opens it always the first one you see 0, and it's not what we want. So basically we want to add a command line. So what I do then is just I create a Git repository here. You will see why. So in the build folder, so basically it's a temporary Git. It will be committed anywhere, uploaded anywhere, just to create my patch. And then I add the file that I will modify. Okay, here. And now I would like to add some comments line. So I don't know where. Where I can find it. I don't remember the name. No, and okay, maybe I can just connect. Hey, can you give me one thing? No. Okay, I have my my memo of my patch because I won't like to to lose time in find it where chuk chuk chuk. Okay, it's get argument value. I should find with that. Here and yeah, I remember. No. Anyway, so important is not the patch, but okay. Yeah, arcs here. Yeah, and okay, when yeah, open. Where is my open with 0? No, it's not here. Just 1 second. Yeah. So the function which call the joypad configuration with 0 is called by initialize, and initialize as the argument. So basically, the argument given by for Solarus. And the aim is to be able to call Solarus with a parameter. Okay, I will do with my node, sorry. It will be easier. So what I did is initialize function after the arg dead zone. Here I have added this in my patch. So I check the joypad num argument. Okay, and if that's not empty, I fill the value joypad num, and I have declared joypad num next to the dead zone. Yeah, near here, probably. Just button pressed, yeah. Oops. So I declare a variable like it is done for dead zone. So I've copied this. I take the parameter for joypad name, and then probably I call, yeah, okay, it's global variable, so I don't need to pass it to the open function directly. Here, I use joypad name here. And then now, instead of calling the pad 0, it will take the one I put. Yeah, I check, it's okay. Okay, I put as parameter. So I have to modify the config gen. It's already done, in fact. Once done, I can check, thanks to my Git, what I changed. Okay, this will become the patch. First, I will try to compile. And to compile, um, I will not have to recompile all. I will just recompile my modification and upload them quickly. So let's explain something else. When you do the different step in build add stem files for each step it does. For example, once it's downloaded, it adds this file. Then when it's patched, it adds the stem patch, etc. While I want to rebuild, I will just remove the build one. Okay, I just add a -f because sometimes the compilation failed and it's not added. And I can run in several commands. Generally, I just run in one. I remove, I recompile, and if success, so EE is for success, of course, I upload. Okay, and by doing this, it just recompile, you see, my file. I've modified only this one. So basically, like if you rerun make on a standard Linux compilation, it's redoing the installation. Okay, it's redoing the upload, and it's updating only the two files which are impacted. So thanks to this, I have on my target PC the modification already. I don't know where is Solarus. Solarus. Where are you? Wow. Yeah, yeah. And if I run Solarus, it will take my modification, and I can check already if that works or not. Okay. Eventually, if the emulator supports save states, I can even restore at the position of the game I am to be able to test. For example, when I were working on guns, I started at the beginning of a level, and I restore, and I went directly exactly where I wanted to test the gun. So from here I can test, it crashes, it doesn't crash, it works or not. Anyway, I can test quickly. And if I'm not happy, I can continue to modify the file. So where? And once I'm happy, oops, I can just take the file, I go in the directory and create the patch file. So for that, I just go 3 or 5 upper. I go in package, batocera emulators, Solarus. Okay, I see there are already 2 patches. I will create something like that one, number. Okay. And once I'm here, I can see Okay, this is the original one that I modified for the tool. The new one that I created is here. Okay, so I can add it here if I want to upload it. But first, I will just retest it. So to test it, generally I rename my previous build with Git, just in case something wrong happened, to not lose the modification I have done, because sometimes there are more codes. And I will build. Okay, in fact, yeah, no, I just build. And if you build, sometimes I just build patch to check my patch is correctly taken. But it just go to the step patch, and you see patch number is applied. So I have patched it correctly in the correct folder. I can continue the compilation. So basically, I just do make solarus engine. I check everything is okay. I do rsync. Okay, I test last time, and once I'm happy, I can just commit the patch I have just created. Which, yeah, the one which is deleted, this is this one. Okay. Okay, this is basically what I wanted to show you. I think it's enough for today. Um, I hope you learned some things, and basically this is just an introduction how to work with batocera development. If you have more questions, if you lose time on some things, there are always steps always ways to go faster. So just go on the Discord developments, and of course we will be happy to discuss with you to help you if you have compilation errors or things like it, because frequently we have the same kind of issue, and there are several people around who are aware of how to do. We try to document in the wiki, but there are several things which are not documented because it's not really related to batocera. So it just for we used to do that regularly, and it's quite easy to help people about them. And we know that the difficulty it is to start. People joining the team don't know what to do the first time. They're a bit lost. I hope this video will help you a bit. And of course, the best is to come regularly on the Discord developer channel and discuss. And it is generally how it happens. People come, they feel or they don't feel, they don't like the way to work on, they find it difficult, or a contrario, they like to work in package and make things better. Uh, so it is how it happens. Okay, thank you.